of Doom. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dark. Probably can't see it. That's the ocean. Those are boats. Fishing boats. I think there's a lot of Navy boats right now. They're doing a lot of exercises. There was literally a helicopter sitting in the water for like 2 hours earlier, just sitting there, which is where they're training them how to like go low. So if they need to save people and be able to hover, they can hover, but they do it over water, so that way if they need to jump ship, they can jump ship quick. And it's not as hard of a landing. See, it's the beach. This is the pavilion. There's lots of free shows here in Jax Beach. This is where they usually do the Christmas lights, but it's January, or almost February. All the stupid hotels. There used to be a building here, right here, with a skate shop and a surf shop and whatever. And they demolished it because they were going to build something there, but they weren't really supposed to demolish it. The owner of the building actually didn't even sell the building. And they demolished it anyway without the permits. So they've never been able to build anything here. They can't even use it as a parking lot because they refused to let them have it as anything because they weren't supposed to demolish the building. The person was out of town and they demolished it anyway. And so it sat here empty. An empty lot that's all sealed off because it is private property that the owner refuses to give up because they were just out of town. And they got rid of it anyway, which was illegal as fuck. They have painted the back of the pavilion, which is really cool. It's turtles. And then look. This is the funnest boardwalk because you can skate down it and you get good speed, and then you can just come out here and you don't have to worry about running into traffic or anything. But are you the bluebird I've been waiting for? But yeah, this used to be a really cool skate shop that they were going to sell. And they were supposed to keep the building intact. They demolished it. They weren't supposed to. So it's private property. They're not really allowed to do anything with it. Are you the bluebird I've been waiting for? But welcome to the Boardwalk of Doom. That used to be Freebird Live, which was one of the coolest fucking places in the goddamn world. And again, they fucking destroyed it because they're fucking stupid. Welcome to Jax Beach. Stupid policies and politics where they're dumb. Like amazing pieces of history and they destroy them. That's why I love St. Augustine, because they have so many laws on what can and cannot be done to the old buildings, the historic buildings. Like this building right here, this was the historic Freebird Live. It was owned by the Widow Van Zant, which was owned by, obviously, Freebird, Lynyrd Skynyrd. And it was one of the oldest music venues in the United States. And it's still one of the oldest standing buildings for music venues. Same with Pete's Bar here in Jax Beach. But this was one of the oldest standing music venues in the United States that was still perfectly intact. And you could go in the back rooms and everything, and you could see all the word, like the signatures on the walls. I used to be able to. I had a friend that was the general manager here, and he used to let me come in after hours, and I would hang out in the office and help him do inventory, and he would just let me play around on stage with the mic and stuff. And they gutted it, and they made it into this stupid surfer bar that just brought underage drinking, violence and crime, and bullshit to Jax Beach. And look, now it sits empty. It used to sit with an amazing concert every single night. I saw Hootie and the Blowfish here. I saw fucking Blues Traveler here. Like, I saw so many motherfucking shows in this motherfucking bar. And they destroyed it. Because they're stupid. This bar right here used to have there was a restaurant upstairs that was originally a pizza place, and then it was a two-story restaurant, and then on the next door of it was a skate shop. The restaurant, whatever, became kind of known for crime, but it wasn't ever supposed to, that's because they made it like a reggae type venue. It was called Blue Water. It actually was on, there's actually an episode of Bar Rescue where this venue, which used to be a venue, was turned into a really cool restaurant for a while. And again, the owners were fucking stupid and just alcoholic fucking drug addicts that fucking killed it to the ground. And over here you have the skate shop. Well, the skate shop, the people that owned the skate shop actually owned 90% of the property. And what happened is that when they tore down this property, because these people let them, this property was not supposed to be torn down. They were only supposed to tear down the restaurant. They torn down the entire property on accident because they're stupid. And since then, it has literally sat completely vacant because they can't do anything with the land because of the permits and whatnot. So it just sits with fences around it. Some of the most sacred places in fucking Jax Beach. Same with this little hookah bar down the street. There used to be a little hookah bar. Now it's become like a sushi place, but I'm sure it won't last very long. It used to be this cool little restaurant, but the owner died. Eddie Bahamas. And they took over it and they tried to change it to a hookah bar. They tried to change it into basically like a drug scheme and like with Jax Beach police. And basically it went under. Because the JPD are scandalous and bullshit. And they fuck everything up. But yeah, alright. I'm walking around Jax Beach drinking my PBR. Reminiscing on some memories that people think should be bad for me, but they're not. And that's the problem. People don't realize my trauma is not from the person they think my trauma is from. That person never traumatized me. They were just a broken person, and I understood that psychology behind it. Just nobody else understood it. What traumatizes me, they painted the restrooms. They're kind of cute actually now. Are the people that don't understand it. I think it'd be really cute if they painted all the boardwalks. Make them colorful just like all the buildings. Kind of cool. That's a cool ass shot. I could do mural painting. My friend Anthony Rooney does it. It's really cool. This other chick we know does it too, but she takes way too long. She does this weird, it's an art technique that some people understand. Like, you basically use letters to make a grid. Like, you write all these letters on your whatever you're trying to make art. You have to make sure they're different letters in different spots. And then what you do is that you take a picture of it. I've never even gone to art school and I understand this concept. So you take a picture of these letters on this grid. So basically, it's essentially, it's taking away the use of like a projector, which is how people used to do things. Or if you're just good enough at art, you can just do it freehand. But for like pure, like big murals like those, it's better to use like a projector. Well, nowadays there's this new art form that they use where they make a grid with like letters, and then you use 3D mapping to map out your grid with your device to then like map out like where each, like on the grid you make a square by square, and then you put your image on top of that grid, and so then you can just look at the grid and figure out where you're supposed to put when you're an artist. In a way, I think that's I think that's fucking cheating. I mean, truly. Or run, and I don't, for $1, you can't give me any money. I don't take, my page is not monetized. Anyway, so this is Jax Beach Boardwalk. But, so, I think that way is cheating. I think that the true way to do art is either do it freehand, or you can use a projector. which is no different really than like a tattoo artist using like a trace, like an outline. The wreck. Jack's Beach has changed so much. I don't run. I have this condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I have loose ligaments in my joints, and I have a torn tendon in my foot, and so I don't run. We don't run. Running is not an option. What happens when I run is that either my knee will lock or my ankle will roll, and then I fall flat on my face. We don't run. We just walk. We skateboard sometimes. There's the ocean. This is the boardwalk. Well, this is technically the boardwalk-ish. And then that is the pier. This is my favorite parking lot to skateboard in. Because I actually kind of like, it's on top of like where the sand dunes were. So it's like, it actually is really good like divots and dips. So like you can get, like right here you can see where there's a little bit of an incline. So you can get speed like going down here, but then it goes up. And if you come in, it goes up and down like throughout the thing. So you can actually get really like good little spaces where if you're like longboard, if you're just kind of trying to just skate around, it's really good. It's a really good parking lot to skateboard in. And it's smooth. See, it kind of like ups and downs. So like if you're just trying to skate around, not trying to do like a lot of like tricks or anything, just like longboarding or shortboarding, but just to like meditate, like soft skateboarding. It's fun. Is Lynch's closed? That's weird. Oh my god, they are. I don't think I've ever seen Lynch's closed. What the fuck? Lynch's is like one of the most popular places down here. That's crazy. All right, we're gonna go read why Lynch's is closed. I gotta pee. I drank too much water today. I worked as a barista at this place. I had like a Starbucks inside of it. I drank a lot of coffee and water, which I don't normally drink. A lot of water. So my kidneys are like, hey! You quenched our thirst! Now we must excavate your body! Anyways, why are they closed? I must read. Oh, they're closed for maintenance. Oh, cool. They're probably just remodeling the inside again. It's awesome. It's kind of cool. Cool. At least they're not closed for like bad reasons. And this is one of the coolest pizza places. If you have a kid and you're in Jack's Beach and you want to take your kid to go get pizza, this is a cool spot. V's Pizza. And they'll give your kid like a little piece of dough to play with so you can like entertain your child while you're waiting on your pizza. Because their pizzas do take a minute, but they're delicious. Delicious. It's really good pizza. Alright. Bye! Well, hold on. And then there's Flask and Cannon. If you like drinks that come in a tiki glass that have way too much rum in them, and they're kind of delicious. And pretty good. See, you can see their delicious drink. They have a giant drink. And this is my favorite bar in the whole wide world. Mangoes. It's the bestest bar ever. There's an octopus. The Mangoes is the coolest place in the whole wide world. Okay, bye world.